one of the other little journals, it's the same size. It's also made by Strathmore, but it's called Tone Paper. And I'm not sure the series number on these, but you can see the dark green underneath. That's what the cover looks like. And something again new for me this year. And I just did a variety of whatever came up. And this is one of the guys' pictures for September. An actor, just colored pencils, maybe a little graphite. And then blended throughout this one is charcoal and chalk, and it's very, very smeary. It's supposed to, when you work on a toned paper, it's supposed to help you start and leave those areas blank, but I ended up covering the whole thing, trying to blend, and I'm not very good at blending, and you can't get a lot of detail, but it's definitely a different type of look. Something also that needs to be put under glass if you're going to display it somehow, because any touching will smear it. You can spray it, but since I've sprayed all mine, I've heard that that's probably not the best thing to do. This one was just a graphite. One of the guys, it was June. This is a June guy. And then these poor things were Elvis Presley, whom I love, but I did no justice to whatsoever. This was colored pencils, and it seemed like it would be easy enough to draw, but not so much. And here's his little trademark grin. These are two different, no, maybe it is. It's the same pose, just did one and wasn't too happy and tried to do it again. These are a couple more guys from Sketchbook School, very talented artists, and their pictures were in the gallery that they invited you to draw them if you wanted. I spray painted these, and it was, I guess, the good spray because it didn't bubble up too much, and it coats them and kind of makes shiny. This one I didn't spray, I just used the, oh, yep, I can see there is spray on here. I just tried to keep it really light, didn't put as much color into it, but I did spray it, and it's just colored pencil. Another colored pencil one may have spray on it, I'm not sure, but the tone of the paper is supposed to be your base coat, so you don't have to put a lot of detail into it, but it's colored pencils. And this one is just graphite and charcoal, and it's a picture of my grandmother. And my daughter jokes all the time that she looks just like Ellen Alda. So I got a picture of Ellen Alda and the picture of Grandma, which is, I only have a very few. But this was back actually when she was younger. I remember as a beautiful woman. Here she does look a little manly. And, you know, back in the day, they didn't have hair color and makeup and fancy clothes. She worked on a farm. She worked hard. She had like 8 children. And, you know, she was probably maybe in her 30s when this picture was taken. But I do have that photograph, and I cherish it. And then these, more charcoal. I tried to do compressed charcoal on this toned paper. This is a picture of my youngest daughter, just using the black and white. Again, it smears, it's messy. I may have put some spray on it, but when you spray too heavy, you can ruin it that way too. So I just covered it with wax paper. This one is my oldest daughter when she was in school. Again, you can't give a lot of detail. You know, and that's probably the beauty of it. I tend to try and get too much detail. And this, somebody told me, oh, she's very pretty, but actually this is a picture of my son back when he played drums in a band, and he was giving us his sultry look with his long flowing, and that's actually, he's a redhead. But that was back in the days when he played drums. This one is just a simple sketch out of a magazine. I kept it very simple. It didn't have much time, and just got her down and decided, okay, I'm going to quit there. Another, I believe, just charcoal. There may be graphite a little bit, and then some charcoal highlights. A model out of a magazine. And then this one is another chalk, and that mouth is very tilted the wrong way. I can see that. A lot of times the eyes are tilted, but you know, I don't have a real formula for how I do my faces, so I'm learning with each one that I do. My husband is my critiquer, but usually I'll draw something, I'll take a picture, I'll put it up on Facebook, and then he'll see it and he'll go, oh my God, do you see those eyes are out of shape? Do you see that mouth? And once he tells me, I go, yeah, I can see that. But it's already up there, I've already done it, so hopefully I'll do better the next time, which is not necessarily the way it happens, but that's my theory. This guy was some sexy little, whatever you call a sexy man in a magazine trying to be alluring with his cologne or whatever, and then she was over here. She had nothing to do with him, but when I finished the page, I thought, wow, those two would make a fine couple. She's got her hair in her eyes and gazing off like, yes, I'm beautiful, and I know it. Then I went back to more simple drawings. This one is the compressed charcoal. It comes in a set of 4 colors, white, black, gray, and this taupe color. And I've really enjoyed using those, and even, you know, with the toned paper, that's the only colors you get, so I kind of like it. It keeps it subdued. This one was an ad in a newspaper, and it was snowing, and she had on her hat and her turtleneck and a little scarf, and she had this huge grin on her face, and that's kind of what I was going for. And when I look at that, I think, wow, I think I overdid the grin, but she's happy. She's just happy, and it's colored pencil. And then this one is the last one for 2014, another compressed charcoal, just keeping it simple, just trying to add some embellishing on the bottom, not having hard lines, letting the shadows kind of tell you where the features start and stop, something that I really need to practice with. But again, I love the compressed charcoal. It's much easier and fun to play with than the regular pastels or chalk pastels, which we were trying to learn in the class. But again, this is toned paper. This is what I did in 2014, and all this is left for me to get working on in the new year. And the word for the new year is finish.